So, today, we're missing one.
We are missing one. We are definitely missing one. There was a catastrophe. Is what I've been calling it.
A catastrophe.
A catastrophe.
Well, that's never fun.
Which I know she probably wouldn't appreciate that because it's a real deal for her.
No, it's a real deal. Anytime your animals are not hurt or injured, it's, you never like that.
Yes.
I'm always yelling at my dogs not to drink that water or, the puddle or eat something. So I get it.
Yeah. She, as in Lauren,
yes,
messaged and said I guess she'd been dealing with it all day. So she's trying to finish up before she has class tonight. So she didn't think she was going to be able to make it. So she gave us her blessing to continue without
the
her.
blessing was given?
Blessing was giving.
Okay.
Was given. So, guys, welcome back to another edition of Running with James. And we are minus Lauren. I was gonna get a sub.
Yeah.
Gonna get a sub. But then I didn't. Because I thought we could handle it.
Think we can handle it?
I think so.
All testosterone?
All testosterone. High T.
High T.
High T. You all right?
Oh, man.
High T. I mean, my wife loves high tea time.
Does she?
So maybe she'll enjoy this episode.
Are you dedicating this episode to your wife?
I am, because Valentine's Day is coming up.
Oh. So
I'm a big celebrator. Is that right?
Yeah.
A big proponent of Valentine's Day.
Of all holidays, I think.
Specifically Valentine's is our favorite in our household.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, we celebrate all made up fake holidays that are specifically meant to ruin men's lives and put them in the doghouse and make them spend inordinate amount of money.
And with what's going on, you don't need any help in the doghouse. We're trying to get you out of the doghouse.
Ever since Phoenix, I've been on the struggle bus.
Yeah. I even tried to negotiate with you. For you, in your behalf.
You can't negotiate with terrorists, bro.
I tried to, and I think they accepted the terms.
You think so?
Of all you had to do is for one day wear a little pig nose with a shirt that says "I'm a pig." I think Leah at least entertained the offer. The other girls were like, "Yes."
That chick has not stopped bringing it up.
Well, the rest of that small group, they were all for it. Like, yes.
Oh yeah, because they know I'm a pig.
Yes, so they were all for it.
They're like, finally. We can see what's on the outside or what's on the inside on the outside.
So everyone else, like I said, Leah is maybe thinking about it. So
yeah,
maybe you're out of the doghouse there.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me, man. Like ever since the salt incident, I haven't been myself.
Yeah, so you did ask me.
You know what I think it was?
Okay.
What I needed after the race was pancakes, bacon, and eggs. My fast was over. I just raced. I was exhausted.
Okay.
And we went to some dang Akashi bowl place, or not Akashi, what is it called?
Acai.
Acai bowl place.
They didn't have pancakes?
They didn't have no pancakes.
Oh, well.
They didn't even, I asked for a blueberry muffin, and they had something that resembled a blueberry muffin, but no. So I think ever since then, I haven't been right.
And that was the place your partner recommended 5 stars.
Yeah, and then got mad at us when she showed up there after we were already there, even though
she ditched us.
She ditched us.
Yeah, she left us to go.
Tell the people the story. Tell the people what happened, how it went down.
Okay.
She's been telling it to other people, and I think it's a little skewed.
And I would just give the facts and let the listeners decide.
Yeah, so we're going to mansplain, and then we'll allow her to elaborate later.
Okay. You guys finished the race.
Yes.
Great time.
Yep.
Did accomplished.
Crushed it.
Crushed it. Went back to the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Jess, we all went together. Jess's friend.
She rushed us.
Her friend was waiting.
Yeah, she rushed us back to the hotel.
Rushed us. We got to go, guys. We grabbed you grabbed your bags as quick as you could.
Mm-hmm.
Larry safely drove us back to the hotel.
Safely and very efficiently.
Very efficiently. We get there. We met her friend. Very nice. Met her. All right, guys. We'll see you later.
Peace out.
Peace out. I think she was going to go shower.
Screw you guys. Yep. I'm going home.
Lady time.
Yep. Time for my friends and my ladies.
So I think we just, you didn't shower. I think we just changed.
I think I don't think, yeah, you're right. I just I took off my gross clothes.
Yes.
And put on just dry clothes.
Dry clothes.
And a t-shirt.
Looked on there, breakfast places. First Watch was close. Me and Larry ate there earlier. Right. So let's just go find a local spot.
Yeah, toasty something.
Yes. Found it. Let's go.
Yep.
We went there. Yep. Got our food. Obviously, there was no pancakes there for
No
you.
flipping pancakes. And on top of that, they don't scramble eggs. I forgot about that.
They don't scramble eggs?
That's what I said. I said, I'll have them scrambled. She's like, oh, I'm sorry, we don't scramble eggs. I said, what? She's like, yeah, I'm sorry, we only do fried eggs. I was like, wouldn't scrambled eggs be just as easy as fried? Well, we only do them over easy or something like that. Or no, we only do them sunny side up. So they just crack them, throw them on, and then put them on your plate.
Yeah, and your bacon was a little soggy too, if I remember correctly.
A little?
Well, just... So okay, so we're getting off the beaten path. We're
right.
we're still describing what was happening.
We're trying to give a full picture.
The full picture. So I actually got one of the acai bowls there.
You did?
It was delicious.
Oh,
so
maybe I should have got acai.
Yeah, it was. So, anyways, as we're sitting there eating our food, in walks Jess with her friend.
With her friend.
And the look on her face was like betrayal that we were eating there. Well, to backtrack a little bit, she mentioned this place to us.
She did.
The day before.
The day before.
And we, by just happenstance, chose this place to eat. It was just
But make sure we make it clear. The day before, she was talking about how great it was because we were trying to find a place to eat.
Yeah.
And when she remembered what it was, what was the deal about the place?
It was closed.
It was closed.
Yeah.
So we had no option of going there.
Yeah.
So the next day would have been the soonest we could go, which was
Saturday.
the day we were there.
Yeah, the day we were there.
Right.
And she acted like we betrayed her.
Yeah. You would have thought we had told her, hey, you go hang out with your friend. We don't want to have anything to do with you.
Yeah.
Do your own thing. We're going to this restaurant that you suggested for us. That's the way it seemed in the eyes, the betrayed eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she kind of came over and chastised us a little bit.
And then had the audacity.
Yes.
To sit down at our table.
Yeah.
She didn't even say, hey, may we join you? You didn't say, hey, would you like to join us?
I know I just ditched you guys.
I just freaking gave y'all the boot. I'm going to sit down at this table with y'all.
He's just trying to establish dominance.
And then she ate my potatoes or my tater tots that were left. You remember that?
Well, I mean, if
I wasn't eating them anymore.
Yeah, but if we want to elaborate even more, they just ditched you again.
Word is born.
Yeah.
Then when we're sitting at the table, what did they tell us?
They're going to a Western festival.
A Western festival. And then they proceeded to tell me how it was the largest Western festival in America.
And lo and behold, you're wearing a cowboy hat.
I'm the only person at the place wearing a cowboy hat.
Yeah, that looks Western.
Not we can give you a ride and you can do your own thing. Not hey, here's where it's at. None of that. None of that. And then I text the other one,
Yes.
Lauren, just to check on her, make sure she's safe, make sure she's okay. Hey, you still at the venue? No, I'm about to head over to the Western Festival.
Yeah.
I was like, really? Thumbs up. So I understand now what the ladies mean by the thumbs up is like a passive aggressive. I understand it now because that's what I gave was a thumbs up.
When you kind of gave it a passive aggressive.
I gave it in the way they feel it.
Oh, so this is the first time
That's the first time I've used it in that manner. It felt good.
It was like, okay, gotcha.
Now you know how I really feel.
I don't love that. I'm just giving you a thumbs up. Like, okay, buddy.
Yeah, fine. Be that way.
Buddy.
Yeah, but they did give me a T-shirt.
Yeah, we discussed it.
It was a nice T-shirt. I was going to wear it today. But it's brown. I thought it was black. It didn't really go with my ensemble. I would have had to change breeches, shoes, and I just didn't have that kind of energy today.
Maybe we'll have a Western themed show.
I was going to wear my cowboy hat too.
Yeah, we can all.
Yeah, I mean, because the rodeo's coming up.
Yeah,
it's rodeo time in Houston, so it's gonna get rowdy.
I know she'd love to wear some tassels or something one day, some boots, and we can all.
Hopefully, she doesn't wear tassels. Boots are fine.
Okay, no tassels.
She'll probably do like my daughter. So a couple weeks ago, we were at home and I put on some how to do the cowboy hustle. And so my daughter and I were in the living room learning how to do the cowboy. It's like a line dance, cowboy, line dance. And so we were working through it and then we learned another one. And then she's like, Daddy, hold on just a second. So she runs into her bedroom and comes back with her cowboy boots. And she was going to put them on. But they're not really cowboy boots. They're like boots with a really big heel. And they've got teal or turquoise sequins all over them.
Okay.
Okay. So I guess they're kind of like cowboy-esque, but they're really not. They're like the fancy, what is it, True Religion or Rock Revival kind of cowboy style.
Okay.
Right? And I was like, no, baby, we don't need it. No, Daddy, we're cowboy dancing. We got to put on our boots. I was like, okay, baby, whatever. So that's the kind of, I feel like that's what she would roll in.
Some
Sequins, high-heeled cowboy.
Oh yeah, no, it's not gonna be some plain Jane. No, it's she's coming. She's bringing it.
Oh yeah, she's gonna bring
She's bringing the heat.
the sassy heat.
Yeah, sassy heat.
Yeah. So, well, we miss her today, and I'm sure she'll be back next week. And we wish her cats all the best. I know I give cats a hard time here on the podcast and in life in general because they are Satan's mistress. But, I don't want anyone that enjoys cats or loves cats or has them in their life, I don't want them to suffer.
Just be careful when you sleep. They'll take your soul.
They will suck your soul.
Fact. But other than that,
Scientific fact.
Enjoy your cats.
There's many case studies actually that have showed it. Remember that video I sent where those cats were fighting over that one dude's soul?
Yeah. That's why they fight at night. They're fighting for that person. The owners.
Go there
suck the soul right out of you.
Yep. So. Oh, these people, they're living these naive lives, not even realizing they're just having the devil in their home. It's freaking ridiculous. Well, guys, I'm going to tell you today, whether you love cats or whether you love dogs or, whether you allow a cat to sleep in your bed and freaking just take a little of your soul every night, fitness is the real deal. And if you got it, we were talking about this in the Patreon. If you got it, it'll help you a lot in life, make you look younger.
Yeah.
Right? Even when you have the lack of hair follicles.
Big hair. Anyone about dealing with baldness?
Yeah.
And how
you need abs and you need to be fit. You need to be doing high rocks.
Yes.
Right? Then it'll take years off your life. Then you just look like a tough guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Maybe like a bouncer. Your shaved head. Yeah.
Then it looks like it's a choice.
Yes.
Right? So we were talking about, how, fitness has evolved and everything else. And, it made me kind of think about how, we always talk a lot, and I think people, hopefully, I think they get the message about the 80-20 principle, right? And we talk about how we got to make sure that the bulk of our workouts are easy, right? Low key, chill. And then 20% we should be pretty hard.
Very hard.
Right? Opposite ends of the spectrum hard, right? And so, but, we don't really spend a lot of time oftentimes speaking about the really hard, about that 20%. So as we kind of go into finish up the Coach's Clipboard series, today that's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to talk about how pressure reveals the plan, right? So when you have a plan, when you do those hard efforts, when you do those hard workouts, there's moments where, especially if they're hard enough, where you're kind of have that pre-race feeling. You got little butterflies in your stomach. You're like, got to go to the bathroom. You're really a little hesitant to get into it.
Yeah, when you wake up, you should. I mean, that's how I am today. Mm-hmm. I'm jealous. You guys got yours done.
Got it done.
I still have to do mine.
Yeah,
so it's little. Literally before this podcast, or I would usually work out with you guys.
Yeah,
and so I'm more like kind of dead. You know what I mean? Just kind of shuffling in here now. I'm like, I still got life in this.
Oh yeah, and I'm the dead one.
Yeah, you're the dead one.
I'm sitting over here just holding on for dear life.
Right after this podcast, I'm gonna go die.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
but you have that. Yes, there should be like a little pit in your stomach. Mm-hmm. That workout's gonna hurt.
Yeah, and this is a new one, right? So the one we did today is a brand new one. And so usually what I always try to do is, I put these workouts together. I try to go through them and do them before I ever give them to anybody. And I'll make adjustments, sometimes on the fly, sometimes afterwards, whatever, make it more challenging. Or maybe I'm like, oh my God, what the heck was I smoking? That was really hard. But this one, the timing didn't really work. And so I gave this workout to somebody else first. And so I was sitting there while they were doing the workout. And I was just like, they're making this seem really hard. This looks really tough.
Yeah, I saw it because I came into training client. I saw the aftermath.
Yeah.
It was bodies on the ground.
Yeah, let the bodies hit the floor. And I was getting a little nervous, and I was like, man, these guys are being dramatic. I mean, it can't be that bad, right? Because I did the numbers in my head.
Yeah.
I did the calorie numbers, the meters numbers. I did all the math. Well, I did it today, and I was on the bike warming up, and as I'm warming up on the bike, I started getting a little nervous, and I was like, this seems like this might be kind of hard.
Yeah.
I was like, they were on there for almost an hour doing that workout. Are we going to take that much time? Nah, we'll be done about 45 minutes. And we started, and the first session, the skier was no big deal.
Okay.
And then we started the burpees and the freaking sled push. And I was like, oh, crap.
It's a deadly combination.
We done messed up. This freaking sled. I felt like my feet were sliding. I was like, oh my gosh, we got to do 4 more rounds of this bull.
It's like on The Hangover when he's on the phone. We messed up.
Yeah, we messed up, man. So I think these are the kind of like hard 20% efforts that kind of reveal your character, right? The things that kind of expose how you're actually, like the fitness that you actually have, you know? So a lot of times I tell people when they're doing their threshold efforts, when they're doing their, their hard compromise efforts, what have you, yes, there's physiological differences or changes that happen in your body, right? Your lactate threshold increases, you get stronger, you build more muscle, whatever. But really what I feel like the biggest benefit of doing those hard sessions is you learn how to get comfortable, like being uncomfortable. So if you're going to do your best in any event, you're going to have to be uncomfortable, right?
Oh yeah. If you're pushing, it's going to
hurt.
There's no, any event that you're actually pushing maximal effort, you're going to have to, I hate to, not pain cave necessarily, but it's going to have to be a hard effort for you to get 100% best results. It's going to hurt.
Yeah. There's going to be a wall at some point in time.
Yeah.
So they always talk about in the marathon about the wall around mile 20 or so. And I don't care how good you are. Everybody hits that wall, right? No matter how seasoned and trained you are, you're going to hit that wall. Well, in my experience, every race there is out there, there is a point. If you're pushing to your best, do your best, there will be a place where you hit a wall. And your brain's gonna start telling you, oh, you don't want to do this. Oh, why are you doing this? This is stupid. I can't believe you paid for this. Well, it's not that big a deal if I don't get a PR, or, oh, I'm going to get a PR no matter what. I don't need a 10-minute PR. A 2-minute PR is okay, right? So you start negotiating with yourself and all the other stuff. Yeah. And so, what I feel the hard sessions do in training is they really help you to kind of work through those moments pre-race. And so you have those same negotiations, but you have it during your training, right? So we always say, don't do anything new on race day.
Yeah.
And so if you don't put yourself in situations that you might end up being in the race, then you're not going to learn how to work through it.
No, absolutely. You're not going to go in like the last block we did. We were, what was it 100 and something meters of sled pushing?
150 meters of sled push, 150 meters of sled pull.
You ain't doing that in the race.
No.
So that you're already preparing your legs for that much overload. So,
right.
What you're doing, just like you said at the race, it's like, well, this is hard, but it's like at least it's not 150 meters hard.
Yeah, right.
So you've already you've pushed your body past that limit.
Convinced yourself that what, if I could do this, then I can definitely do this.
Yeah.
Right. So I think when we talk about the 80%, most people do the 80% too hard. So they don't keep it easy enough, right? And that's what I'm always trying to convince people of.
Yes.
Right.
The more you can buy into that, it's. You hear it all the time. I'm trying to make up for lost time. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to. Well, this is heck for just do a whole show on just what I've heard this week.
Yeah, right.
It's you know what? I just had to let some steam out.
Yes, I love that one.
You know what, Coach? I just was going crazy. I just had to let it out. What? You could wait till Thursday for your speed work.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's trying to. It's. I get it because sometimes you do want to just do a hard workout. Yes, whatever's going on, I need to burn some steam. So, but it's learning. Is it a one-off or are you going to start making this a habit?
Sure.
And that's where it kind of like I said doesn't. I feel like I talk about this every day. It's how this workout's leading into the next.
Yes.
It's not, each one's not its own
it's not an island
self.
Unto itself.
Yes, it's not own like vacuum of this day is unto itself. It is leading into the next day, into the next day. That's how a training block works.
Right.
So that's when we talked about, don't let emotions take over. That's
that
part,
ego. Yeah.
Yeah. The ego part, that is, okay, yes, I want to push hard, but you know what? I'm going to just do this easy run and then lead up to the next day's workout. Mm-hmm. That's the kind of the discipline.
Well, so like what you're saying, right? I got to let off some steam. Well, what ends up happening is that 80% they do too easy, but then on the flip side, the 20% they don't do hard enough.
Yes.
Now, sometimes it's because they've gone too hard in their easy sessions. They don't have the energy for it. But then sometimes they just don't push themselves hard enough on the hard sessions. They do it just to like where they start to feel uncomfortable and they start slowing down. Right. So like here as of late, I've been kind of working with some different groups on, some of the erg work and, kind of HIIT style workouts, shorter, but higher intensity. And, I'm trying to tell them, I was like, hey, listen, when you're on the skier and I'm telling you, you're going to go for 30 seconds or a minute, that should not be the same pace that you're going for 1,000 meters.
Yeah.
those are two different effort levels because of the time, right? So we're trying to learn how to push it and learn how to hurt, but like they're over there, same old stroke, strokes per minute, still the same, splits still the same. And then here's my favorite part. What was your splits? I don't know. Nobody paid attention.
No.
Right? So
Yeah. No. Yes. No. 100. It is the intentionality of it. And
Yes.
like you said, like difference between your pace for a 400-meter interval and a 1,200-meter interval are going to be vastly different.
Yes.
And it's the same thing on the skier.
Yes.
It's you would never just go out there and just run and be like, maybe you would.
a lot of people do.
Maybe you do, but just be like, I'm just running this 400 and it's going to be maybe the same pace as 800. You know what I mean? If you had multi, but that's the same. That's the approach some people take on the skier.
Right. So it's not a deliberate action to it, right? Or
Yeah.
a process.
Yes.
Behind it, right. So, when we talk about 80% and doing easy volume, really what it is, it's setting you up so that you have the capability and the foundation to be able to do the hard stuff. So, whereas the 80% truly does build your aerobic capacity, that 20%, it sharpens your fitness, and it teaches you how to remain under fatigue and keep pushing. So the 80% like really lays the groundwork for your fitness, and the 20% builds like that next level competitor. It makes you into someone who can really push and be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, this is a perfect tie-in for High Rocks, because High Rocks itself is one of those things where as the race continues to go, people are always afraid. What are the things people are afraid of the most when it comes to High Rocks, do you find?
Afraid, the sleds.
I would say the sleds, right?
The sleds are
Because
sleds
they're so
and wall
heavy.
balls. Sleds and wall balls.
Maybe the wall balls too, right? But really, most people are always freaking out about the sleds. Mm-hmm. And what do they always want to do in the workouts?
Push sleds.
Push sleds. That's all they want to do. Push sleds. They don't want to pull sleds all the time. They want to push sleds all the time, right?
Yes.
And so, but to me, yes, those are challenging. And especially the faster you run, the more challenging they become.
Yes.
But to me, the hardest part of the race is that back half of the race. Once you hit the burpees beyond, to me, I feel like the race gets more challenging. And a big part of that is because the burpees are burpees, and everybody hates burpees.
Yeah. The only thing, to just play devil's advocate on that, is if you aren't trained for the sleds, it's going to make that back half harder.
Oh, yeah, of course.
That's what I'm saying. So, yes, there's the point of, yes, you do want to be overloading on sleds, so it can lead to...
But how many people have you seen that spent all this time training on the sleds, and after the sleds, they slow down? How many people do you know that even though they've trained for sleds, they still slow down after the sleds?
True. No,
Right?
It still happens.
And then they get to like the lunges and the wall balls, and then it just like it's exacerbated, right?
Yeah.
So like you got to respect the wall balls for sure. Mm-hmm. You got to respect the lunges, and you got to respect those 4 runs after that stinking those burpees, because that's usually, especially the burpees, is where you see the biggest drop off in time for people oftentimes.
Yeah. No,
Right.
my last race, I felt good, fairly intact until after the lunges. Mm-hmm. That's where I felt like that was actually my worst run, as after the lunges. It was just kind of, I could tell.
Which is the last run before the wall balls.
Yeah, and I could tell, for the most part, your running form, how you're feeling. I could tell things were amiss at the time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so we talk about that, right? Running after a sled push is a different feeling than running after the lunges.
Yes.
Okay? For 2 reasons. One, you've got the whole race on your legs by the time you get done with the lunges.
Yeah.
Okay? But then also, the sled push is how far?
50 meters.
50 meters. Okay? Where you actually get to take a couple breaks in there, where you have no weight on you. You're literally just standing there shaking it out.
Yeah.
But the lunges is 100 meters, and you cannot put the bag down at all. So you've got 60 pounds just sitting on you, whether you're lunging or not.
You're resting, you're still, that weight is on you.
It's still weighing you down.
That's a good
right?
point. Yeah.
Like I think when we were in Dallas and I was head judging, I was at the sled pull, but I was right next to where the lunges were. And so like some of the downtimes I watched some of the people lunging, bro, it was like carnage over there. Like that was the worst station of all the stations I saw, where I saw more people like falling apart. Like there was one guy, he was on the floor, sitting on his butt with the bag on his shoulders because he was cramping so bad.
Of racing, not like it's I never knew so many people drop the bags.
Yeah. I didn't know it was that big of a deal.
When we did the volunteer, we were in the lunges.
Yeah.
I guess you're racing. You never notice I've
you
never
just
really
know what you've done.
I know what I'm doing. I don't really pay attention too much to people around me. It's just how I race. I'm just kind of in my own race. But as I was judging, the amount of people, like I said, dropping like flies at that cramping, dropping the bags of we've worn this guy 2 times. I was like, what? He's already dropped it. It's his 3rd time.
You're disqualified, bro.
Yeah, it's like. Hey, people dropped it that much, but if you aren't conditioned to that point, you're in a world of hurt.
Yeah, it's carnage.
Yeah,
it actually reminds me a lot of the marathon. When you get to like mile 20, it's just triage on the side of the roads, just people sitting on curbs, people like stretching out calves and hamstrings. So it usually kind of reveals who really prepared and who didn't.
Yeah.
Right. So, I think when we talk about like compromised conditioning, right? So being able to do 100 meters of lunges after running, 5 miles or something like that, or being able to get back to race pace after burpees, or, running when your legs are just full of lactate, I think those are the things and that's the difference between like the beginner racer and the more experienced racer, in that the beginner or the novice normally will react very emotionally. They'll kind of panic. The pace will slip. They'll kind of freak out a little bit. And they tend to like fall off of whatever their plan was. Whereas like the person who's a little more seasoned, they've gone through it. They've kind of prepared themselves a little bit more. They stay inside their effort. They trust the plan. They trust the system. And they continue to execute even though they're under discomfort. Because they've practiced it so much, they know. Perfect example. So we got to the lunges, right? And I was telling this story to someone the other day where this was the first time I've ever done lunges, I think, where it was like down and back like 4 times. Usually it's always like a down and back or like an L or something weird like that.
I think we had 4 times in France.
Did we?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't remember 4 times in France.
Yeah, it was multiple. Because I remember I started like going off the plan. And then I looked over, and there was a lot more to do.
Oh, okay.
And I was like,
I don't remember the lunges on.
Nope, France. Take it. Yes, no, because I was like, okay, we're almost done. And so I can't remember what we were switching at, and I have a video of it, and you can almost see the look of all of a sudden it dawns on me. We still have 2 more down and back, where all of a sudden I'm waved to you. Let's get it. Here you go. I was like, I can make it to the end. And I was like, wait a second, that's not the end.
Well, I think that was a little bit different. Maybe that I don't remember it being bad is because it was me and you doing it together.
Yeah.
Right. And we weren't running as fast.
Yeah.
As what like what I would probably have tried to do, or what I've been trying to do with my current partner.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, we probably were doing this. Our length and our steps are probably about the same.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right? Where like we had a plan where we were going to do 12 each, but like I'm maybe a little further than she is on my 12. Yeah. And she started it. Well, it worked out where she did 12 and I did 12, but we made a deal with if there's like a couple more lunges left, we just finish it. Right? Instead of switching and causing more time.
Yeah.
So I had to do 14. Well, then I came to the realization as soon as I did my 14 that I handed it to her and I was like, holy crap, I'm gonna have to do this 4 more times because it was down, back, right? Or 3 more times. And so she started lunging. And then right before she stood up for her 12th one, I was like, do a couple more. And she's like, take the bag. And so I guess she didn't hear me.
Yeah.
And so I took the bag and I did my 14 again. And then we came back and I was like, hey, go ahead and do a couple extra this time. So she went, she did her 12. She's like, take it. I was like, is she messing with me? What is going on? And so I did my 14 again. And then we turned around, and before I handed the bag, I looked her dead in the eyes. I was like, do 2 more. And then she took it, and she did 2 more. Well, then I took it, and I think I had to do 12, right? And when I got off of those lunges, bro, she took off. Because she had a break, because I was doing 12 lunges.
Yeah.
My right calf, started, like, twitching. I was like, oh, crap. And so we started running, right? And she wanted to go, and I was like, hold on, give me just a minute. And so we were running. I got the lactate out. I got the blood flowing, and I was fine. Okay. Right? And I was like, all right, let's go. Well, maybe someone who's not as seasoned or maybe hasn't trained as much, when that happened, they probably would have, like, shut it down.
Gotcha.
They would have been like, oh, I'm about to cramp. I'm about to cramp. Or they don't know how to work through it or work around it, And so, it was literally 5 seconds of like,
just not putting the gas pedal down right there.
right.
So you just kind of
work out the lactate, let the blood flow again, let my calf like remember, hey, we're running now. I'm not going to make you do any more lunges, and then it said, okay, I'm sorry. We can continue.
we can be friends again.
We can be friends again, right? And so it was like maybe 100 meters. And we were still running. Like we were on pace. We just couldn't, I just wasn't ready to
kick it up,
go fast because it was the last lap, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of the difference is in training, you prep yourself so much that you know how to work through those things, right? You know how to work past it. And so fatigue really doesn't create weakness. What it does is it reveals it. So when you get into a state of fatigue, that's where your body starts to tell you where your weaknesses really are, So one of the things I tell people all the time, so cramping is a perfect example. A lot of people think that cramping comes from a lack of hydration, electrolytes, potassium, freaking pickle juice. People are like, oh, I didn't take my salt tabs this time around. And I don't think people understand that what electrolytes are. So sodium, potassium, calcium, H2O, all those things, they help with proper magnesium. They help with proper muscle function. So they assist your muscles in functioning at a greater rate in the way they should. And so, whereas, yes, they might help you stave off cramping, a lack of it is not really what's causing cramping. Usually cramping happens because you've gone to a point of exertion, right? You've gone past the level of the muscle's ability to function, and you've gone beyond your training.
Your physical limit.
You've hit your physical limit, and your muscles are shutting down, and they're like, I don't want to do this anymore.
If you're only running 4 miles a week, and all of a sudden you're going to hit a high rocks and do, 8K, plus this, 5.5 miles of compromised running, you can chug pickle juice by the gallon. You're still going to cramp up.
Exactly.
It's because
you can take all the salt tablets you want. You're going to cramp.
Yeah, because your legs are not used to that sort of effort work for that short time in that load. So you like you said, you've gone beyond the limit. So of course your legs are going to cramp. Like you see in the marathon, that's a big point of who's trained, who hasn't. Completing the marathon, and you get to that 5-hour group and there's people cramping, dropping over. It's probably because they didn't train.
Right.
So
and partly why they're.
Yeah, and that's not to be mean. It's just that's like what you just said. The race reveals the training.
Right. So the 20% really, I think, steps you into that place of fatigue. Right. So there's some workouts that we've done over the last couple training blocks, whatever, where I've created opportunities for us to get into a place of fatigue early. Right. So like one of the bike ones we did, where the point was I wanted the legs to feel heavy, and then we jump off. So we're not having to wait 15, 20 minutes into the workout before you start feeling the burn. It's like immediate.
Yeah.
Right? Or, like some of the ones we're doing right now, right? So like the threshold we do on Tuesday, right? So that workout were you a little surprised by the challenge of that workout, or did you feel like it was about, so a normal threshold workout I would have you do 15, 20, 30 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And you're running at a steady pace, okay? Did that feel like your normal threshold effort?
No, because it was just because of how the workout was structured. Of as far as before, we were doing a little bit longer on the track and then going to the hill and being done, or back and forth on the hill in Memorial Park. So this one was different. It was almost, as you're running back down the hill, you have another 800 to do.
Right.
So that was different on there, but it was oddly manageable, even though you're doing more running technically, but how it was broken up, it was 800 to start, 800 to finish.
It didn't really feel like a normal threshold run because it felt like you were breaking it up, right?
Yes, because yes, you were, at least I was tired after the hill, but then I was kind of going into my pace on the track. I was like, okay, I'm tired, but I'm not running up a hill, so this ain't as bad kind of deal. So my legs were like, okay, you're hitting your pace, and yes, but it's like, but this is flat ground on a track, so this is nice kind of deal. So that was kind of it didn't just put you over the edge completely. Yeah, the hill was hard and coming back, and then you're like, okay, I'm just 800, I got it.
Yeah.
So
I think that's a good one, and threshold runs in general are really good because you learn how to like start out easier.
Yes.
And be controlled so that you can kind of push it a little bit at the end. And so especially if you're doing like threshold, like intervals where you're doing, 12 to 15 minutes, and then you take a little break, and then you do another 12 to 15 minutes immediately afterwards. It really teaches you how to like control yourself when you finish or when you feel good, and to push yourself at the end, right? So a negative split for the most part, which can help you significantly in your racing.
Yeah.
Because, everybody feels good at the start line. No, even if you trained or you didn't train properly, everybody feels like a boss at the start line. And somewhere between like the first half mile to 3 miles, depending on your fitness level, the world could fall apart.
I kind of go into that a little bit there. Just similar to what you said is same as your threshold work.
Yeah.
If you have it's not meant to be an all-out pace.
No.
It's just like you said, the first week, you might feel good 10 minutes, or say you're doing 10 or 15 minutes, and man, it's a 6:50 pace. And you're like, man, heck, coach, that was too easy. I did a 6:25 pace. I was like, cool, but what are you gonna be able to hold that when you get to the 15 minutes,
right?
That 20 to 25 minute, those thresholds, you don't think that extra 5 minutes, but I don't know, from 20 to 25, that is like
it's big. It feels like a big jump.
No, I have to be like, when you program those for me, I have to be like, I want this.
Right.
That last 5 minutes, it has to be a pure determination of holding, because it's the proper pace. You're pushing hard,
but it teaches you that you can hold on.
Yes.
Right. So like anybody can run when it feels good, but not everyone can execute when it starts to hurt.
Yeah.
Or when it starts to burn. And so that's like real race world scenario where you're putting yourself in a situation you're gonna be in a race, right? So like practically, if we take something away from it, we've got to make it pretty actionable, right? So are you making your easy miles too hard so that you don't have the energy to do the hard stuff, or are you hiding in the easy miles and you've become so comfortable and so like used to like doing what easy is that you don't know what hard is? Are you going out on those hard days and not pushing yourself to the limit? Are you not? So like, we always talk about, and I've tried to really communicate this here as of lately, that, obviously every effort should have a focus, right? So everything we're doing we're being deliberate about it. And, I really feel like high rocks is a sport of efforts. And what I mean by that is, or energy systems is probably a better way to put it. It's a sport of energy systems. Well, the foundation is aerobic capacity. You have to have a large aerobic engine, because 10 of the efforts or 11 of the efforts that you do are very aerobic specific. So you've got the running, you've got the ergs, and you got the burpees. So your heart is going to need to be strong and needs to be able to process oxygen. Well, on top of that, it's also a very lactate threshold specific activity, because you're running at a faster pace, a steady pace, then you're going and doing, a skier or a sled or something like that. So your heart rate's going to be elevated the entire time, right? Well, then you're also going to have, it's also anaerobic, because you're going to have these little pockets where it's like, I'm about to have a heart attack.
Yes.
You're coming out of the burpees and you got to go run, or you're doing the wall balls and you're trying to finish it and you're not moving, you're just going straight up and down. So your heart rate spikes, right? So you're going to have these pockets for 3 to 5 minutes where your heart rate is like 180 beats per minute, or in the zone 5 arena. So you are training. You want to make sure you're training all those energy systems, because you're going to need them in the race.
Yeah, just like you said, you can't go anaerobic right at the start. You're going to die.
Yes.
And if you try to stay aerobic the whole time, you're going to be really slow. So
yes.
it is like you say, mitigating your fitness. Like the fitter, like you said, the big part of what you said, having a big aerobic base, stronger your aerobic base, the stronger your heart is, the quicker your heart will bring that heart rate down.
Yes.
That will be,
the quicker you can recover.
Yeah, the quicker you can recover. So if I am fitter, with a bigger aerobic base, I will be able to take 3 breaths and be able to push the sled again. Someone who does not have that aerobic base, they might sit there for 30 seconds, 40 seconds, just trying to get that heart rate down.
Yeah.
Just because they're not aerobically fit. They might be strong as heck, but if they don't have that aerobic fitness, it's just going to take a while for them to recover and get back to work.
Right. So I think that if you are doing and starting with the 80%, and you are doing that. So I always want to make sure I'm putting this caveat, because now I'm giving people permission to go hard, and I don't want them to think that I'm telling them not to do the easy anymore, right?
Yeah.
So we want to still go hard, or I'm sorry, we still want to go easy the bulk of the time, but So think of it this way. If you're running 20 miles a week and we practice the 80-20 principle, well, that means technically you can do around 4 miles of speed work. Okay, so 20% is hard, 80% is easy. Well, if you think of 4 miles of speed work, let's say you're doing a 7-minute pace. Okay, well, if you did a 7-minute pace for 4 miles, that's almost a 30-minute threshold run.
Yeah.
Thinking about your clients that are running 20 miles a week, if you told them to do a 30-minute threshold run, they might never talk to you again.
They'll revolt.
They're going to revolt.
Yes.
You know, they're like, oh, well, I did 10 this morning, and then I'm going to do 10 tonight, and I'm going to do 10 tomorrow, right? They'll try to split it up, right? Make it manageable. So, I mean, obviously you work your way up to that, but still, that's a tough workout for somebody.
Oh, yeah.
That's a challenging workout to go to. So, like, thinking about that and saying, okay, well, I can do this. Well, you have the bandwidth to do it, but do you have the wherewithal, the mental capacity? Do you have the strength to do it yet? And so you have to kind of work your way up to it. So usually when I'm creating plans, a lot of times, you know, I usually don't give people any kind of speed work until we hit 20 miles. Well, then even when we do that, I ease them into it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not giving them a 30-minute threshold run.
No.
I'm giving them maybe a 10 or 15-minute threshold run, and then we're increasing a little bit each week. And we may not get to 30 minutes until 2 training blocks later.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to progress them up to that level rather than just like smack them in the face.
Okay, and you've obviously done this longer than me, and I've kind of been on that same, I said, boat of just building the mileage up early. Mm-hmm. I mean, just like a lot of zone 2 work.
Yep.
But then I've had some be like, oh, I never run fast. You know what I mean? I just don't know if I could. And I've had some that they get so comfortable in the zone 2. So, I mean, would you consider, you know, not big speed work, maybe 400s or strides? What would you kind of say? I mean, just so they kind of move their legs quick.
Sometimes what I will do, right, if they're really getting antsy, they're really getting kind of like, oh, I got to go fast, coach. I will give them strides on an easier day, right? And say, okay, hey, this is us introducing speed work. We're working on our turnover. We're getting blood flowing. It's going to be really good. Or I might give them a fartlek, where on one of their medium distance runs, I'm like, okay, so from, you know, for 5 minutes, you're going to do a minute on, minute off. Okay. And we're not running a particular pace. It's just go run fast. Gotcha. You know, so I want you to run fast for a minute. Recover, run fast for a minute, recover. So it's speed play. Yeah. So I'll kind of introduce either one of those two into it. And then that can also kind of give you an idea of, you know, where their fitness is, what their pace can be, and kind of give you a good place to kind of start from. But, you know, I found that up to 20 miles of training in a week of easy pace running, the easy pace running will pay off more than the hard stuff.
No, I agree 100%. Like I have I've talked about before, you know, months of just doing zone 2 work, of just, you know, building that back up. And, you know, because I know the payback it's going to do, because I know I've run fast before. I know it's going to really kind of pay back. But just sometimes I just kind of vary with clients of just so they feel they can just be doing like just moving the legs a little bit quicker, just to kind of they get that feeling, because maybe they're what's the word? They don't know yet all the benefits it's going to build that zone 2.
It hasn't really sunk in yet.
Yeah. Yes.
So I will sometimes. I mean,
I'm just curious.
I want to be transparent.
Yeah.
Sometimes if people are being real kind of like, God, I got to go fast, coach.
Yes.
You know, I did whatever. And then they're struggling to like get the easy runs in. And they always keep trying to like go a little too fast. They got some zone 4 when they're supposed to have only zone 2.
I was feeling good, coach.
I was feeling good. Sometimes I'll go ahead and give them what they asked for. just to prove a point. And it's not to prove that I'm right. It's to just like help them understand that what you think is hard is not hard.
Yeah, no.
And so I'll give them some speed work, and then they come in and they're like, it's too fast. It's too fast, coach. I can't do that. I was like, well, rule number 1 is don't say can't. And remember, you said you wanted to go fast. I'm like, let's go, Ricky Bobby.
Hell no.
I'm trying to give it to you. You're the best there ever was. You wake up in the morning, you piss excellence. I'm trying to help you out.
Every now and then, usually I'm like, nope, we can't do that. Nope. Every now and then, my clients might catch me. Sure.
Yeah.
You just want to do that coach's work I got done? Sure.
Let's go for it.
Let's go for it. Yeah. Coach, I can't see, but I feel good. Actual quote.
That's awesome.
I'm blind, but I feel good.
Yeah. So I think people have to understand. There's that whole, we were kind of talking, the other, you were giving me a hard time. You're like, oh, James, you're not supposed to be comparing yourself to other people, right? Because comparison is the dream killer, right?
I don't remember being that exact tone, but yes, I did say it. So yes, you are correct.
So I just think of how much work have you put in the last, so we've been working together now for, I would say, at least 5 years, maybe longer than that. Like before or after the pandemic started? Which one?
I think before. Definitely
like it was
before. No,
before.
definitely before.
Because we were doing trail
I was
runs and
more
stuff afterwards.
auxiliary because I was working out of town, so I'd more pop-up kind of deal. But
Right.
we were working, I'd run coaching, and yeah.
So, you were working out and training and doing all this stuff before we were doing, but like your training has obviously changed since then,
Oh, yeah.
right?
No.
A lot.
Oh,
Been a lot more
100%.
focus, right?
Yeah.
You've done way more volume.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Way more easy stuff, but then also I would think way more hard things,
Oh, yeah.
right?
I can't remember how I used to train. Think about it. I mean,
I've only trained this way. This is life now.
It's just,
But I just think of some of the workouts we've done over the years, and forget over the years, just like in the last 6 months. And there have been some workouts that you've done that if you had tried to do that on your own, say 5 or 6 years ago, you might have hurt yourself.
oh, yes.
Or you might have just quit in the middle of the workout and said, this is bull. I'm not
Yeah.
doing this. Is too hard, right? Well, so you don't go from 0 to 100. You had to progress.
Yeah, if I would have done the Death by Sleds 2, 10 years ago, I'd be laid up with my back out.
Yeah. You'd still be doing it. I mean, the workout would still be going on right now from last week. For 2
It'd
weeks.
be a continuation. I did a fourth of it today, Coach. I'm gonna finish it all this
Break it
week.
up into quarters.
This is my week workout. This
Yes.
workout here. Yes.
So I just think about those types of things, right?
Yeah.
And so when you see a workout that, someone who's been at it for a long time, you see them do it, you can't go into it thinking, well, I could do that. That's what I should be doing because that's what they're doing. Well, you
Yeah.
are not ready for that yet.
Yeah.
You can't handle that just yet. I gave, there's a workout that we've done, and we actually did it, I think, maybe before Dallas, in the training block before Dallas. And so we were doing like 3 rounds of this particular workout, and it was the bike one,
Okay.
right? And so we'd bike for a minute, right? And then we do something, I think skier, and then we bike, and then we'd sled push, and we're trying to go as far as we could in the minute.
Yeah.
So it was like max effort. So there was none of this slow jazz. There was none of this like pacing yourself stuff. It was like,
Go.
and then we were trying to like go further each time. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So I remember the furthest I got was I was able to do every single round. I was able to do 500 meters on the bike or a little bit more. Then on the skier, every single time I was able to get at least in that minute, at least 250 meters minimum. And then on the sled push, I was able to go down and back in a minute. And then I think it was lunges we did. I was able to go all the way down and all the way back with front rack lunges, heavy front rack lunges.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I remember one. Might have been similar, but we had like the pro weights, and you were able to go down and back with the lunges. And I was like, because I pushed it, and I got like down and like halfway there, and I was like, man, I was impressed because it was hurting because I can't remember how the workout was structured, but it was near the end when we were tired.
That was the last thing.
Yeah, and that was
thing.
that was just like burning kind of deal.
So, I think we did a variation where we did slam balls. I think we did a variation where we did like sled pull, and so I think that was what we did: sled pull and slam balls, right? And so, I think we did 3 rounds of that. And then we finished with a wall ball finisher, and we had like a buy-in.
Yeah.
Right? And so you think about that if you do 3 rounds of that, well, that meant we did a minimum of 75 meters of lunges, 75 meters of sled push, 1,000 meters of skier, 1,500 meters or something like that on the bike. And then we finished with, I think it was like, we were trying to do, was it an EMOM or something, like 1 minute on, 1 minute off, try to get as many wall balls as we could, or was it the wall ball gauntlet? It might have been the wall ball
gauntlet.
It was.
We started with 30,
25, and 20. Yeah. So we did a wall ball gauntlet where you had to do like unbroken for like 25, 30, and 40 or something, 30, 25, 50 or something like that, right? So thinking about that workout and how much we were able to get in, well, I've given a similar workout to some different groups that I've been working with. And, I'm trying to encourage them to go faster and try to push and kind of learn what hard really is. And, I'm kind of pushing them a little bit. And this last week, they did amazing. They did so good. I mean, night and day from like the first time we did it. Like,
yeah, if it's the same group, yeah, I think so. They're working now.
They were doing really good. I was very proud of them.
They were, dead bodies around.
Yeah, for sure. The bodies were hitting the floor, right?
At the end, they were on the ground, which is how it should be.
Yeah. So, but I think the very first week, I don't think they hit the 500 meters. Like the skier was like something like maybe 200 meters. They got one length down.
Yeah.
Right? Everything was like pretty much one length. And so that's not bad. They didn't do bad because they didn't match what I was capable of doing or what I did. But that's just the level of fitness that they're out and the strength. And so hard is going to be different for everybody.
Yeah.
But the key is to find out what your hard actually is and to push that limit.
Yeah.
Okay? And if you're really trying to push the limit, say more of like high intensity zone 5, well, those are usually going to be shorter efforts.
Yeah.
5, 6, 7 minutes, right? Take the same amount of rest, maybe even a little bit longer so you can recover and go in and go hard again, right? If you're trying to focus on your zone 4 or your lactate threshold, well, those are going to be steady efforts where you go for 15, 20, 30, 40 minutes. So if you're doing that on a run, well, it's a steady pace that you're doing. If you're trying to do like a workout, well, that means very similar where you are steady moving constantly with whatever elements you're utilizing for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
So I think the first Death by Sleds workout we did took us about 22 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, somewhere right around there.
Okay, so 18 to 25 minutes. The second one took us like 45, 50 minutes, yes?
Oh, the number with the pull, the 150. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that was old.
So like doubled the time.
Yeah.
Okay. The one we did today took me over an hour. I thought it was I literally, bro, I sent the message to the group. I was like,
I saw the text. I was just cracking up.
I was doing the wall balls like a zombie. Like I was just literally, it was, I don't even know how I was getting it up there. I was just on autopilot. And then I kind of messed with Homegirl a little bit because I don't know if I should say this, but we were supposed to do 50 wall balls.
Okay.
And the goal was, so this week it's 50, it's 75, then we're going to try to do 100, right? So it's supposed to be unbroken. So if you drop it, you got to do wall walks.
Okay.
Before the 50. And so we each went individually. So she was throwing it up and she was doing really good, but then you could see the fatigue was starting to really pile on from that workout we just did. And like the first 10, it was gorgeous. It was beautiful. Like the form, it was smooth, looked easy. And then you could tell.
Break it down.
It was breaking down.
Yeah.
Like she's jumping in the air. She's shooting basketballs, whatever. And so I think she dropped it somewhere around like 25, 30, somewhere in there. And so we did our wall walks. Then she finished it up, was able to finish no problem. And then it was my turn. And so I was like, I hope you're prepared to do some wall walks because I don't even know if I can throw this ball up. So I started throwing it up and I was going very slow pace. I wasn't trying to go fast. And then somewhere around like 38, 39, she's like, you're going to make it. You're going to make it. And so I was counting them down.
Oh, you didn't drop it right before, did you?
I dropped it at 49.
Oh, that's cold-blooded. That's.
She's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I was like, yeah, man, it's tough. It's so hard. I was like, I didn't want you to feel like you're
the only one that dropped it.
You're the only one. So we need to do 3 more. She's like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
So I was like, well,
that's cold-blooded.
I was like, I don't know after these wall walks. I don't know if I can do that last one without dropping it. So you just better hope I can make it. I can hit that target.
Oh, I wish I'd have seen that. She might have been ready to punch you.
Yeah, I think she was.
Yeah,
I think she was. I think at first I threw it up and she's like, so that was 50? And I was like, oh no, it was 49. And she's walking. She's like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah, I didn't do the last one. Did you do that on purpose?
Oh.
I was like, maybe. I was kind of smiling. So I was like, we need these wall walks. We need core work. So, but I think as we're going through this, right, if we take anything away from this, I think it's simply that, as we build these workouts and we build these sessions, we have to create places where there's some pressure on us, where there's some uncomfortable moments, because that pressure doesn't break. The pressure teaches us how not to break.
Okay.
When it gets uncomfortable in the race, we're introduced to what that like breaking point is, and we learn how to work through it.
Yes.
And what I have found is it usually takes multiple times to figure it out. So like the first time you do a threshold run, you may suck it up. You may make it 10 minutes, 12 minutes. You may not make the full 15. Then the next time you do it, you get a little closer. The next time you get better. And what you start learning is your brain starts to learn, hey, I can do this. Hey, I can do it. The first time you push through and you're like, all right, no matter what, I'm not stopping. I can do this. Quicken your cadence, drive your knees. You start talking yourself through how to prepare yourself better, how to work through it, how to start slower so you can finish faster. You start learning the nuances of how to hurt or how to work through the hurt so that you can finish at the end. And then that's when you become like capable of truly reaching your potential, because you learn how to become comfortable being uncomfortable. You know how to work through the challenges. You know that what you're feeling now, it's going to pass. You're going to work through and break through that wall. And when you do that, you become a next level athlete.
No, it just exactly what you said, being deliberate.
Yes.
It's just, I mean, how you describe the training principles: introduce the workout, perform the workout week 2, perfect the workout, and then you're just kind of performing it again week 4. So it like you said, exactly how you progressed through the just say the tempo run, threshold run. That's exactly how you're doing it each week. Like you said, you're getting a little bit more confident, repeating it, maybe adding a little bit more time, and just getting those reps in. That's what's going to help.
Well, I like the way you say it. You're just stacking days, stacking
days,
right?
Yeah.
And I was given kind of a visual representation of the training pyramid that we utilize. And how, like, when we start with this foundation, and we're working on aerobic fitness, we're working on mobility, flexibility, and strength. And that could take anywhere from 4 to 12 weeks, depending on where your fitness level is. Then we work our way up to the next level of the pyramid, which could be another 4 to 8 weeks, where you're starting to develop more strength. So maybe you're doing some threshold work, some interval work, depending on what your event you're training for is. Well, then the next tier you come up could be another 4 to 8 weeks, and that's where you're really starting to fine tune your whatever your race is, right? So you're starting to really do more race specific activities. And then that last little bit of your pyramid at the very top, that last triangle, 2 to 4 weeks, it's where you're lowering your volume, you're raising some intensity, you're really dialing in your race effort, and then you hit that peak. Well, the great thing is once you hit that peak or that goal, that's your new foundation. That's your new starting point.
Just building from there.
And you start all over again, right? You start the process. You can add more volume. You can add more intensity. And so whereas someone like us, we've been stacking these pyramids now for years.
Yeah.
And the intensity level has increased. The volume has increased. The amount of different elements that we add in throughout the week. So, maybe some of our easy efforts aren't always running. Some of their biking, they're skiing, they're rowing, they're swimming, whatever. And so we're adding different variety and elements in, but the same overarching, that's the cool thing is you build on your fitness. You don't have to start over from scratch.
Yeah.
And so as we're adding in these tough things, as you're adding in these different varieties, and what I try to do anyway, is you're really trying to constantly just weed out your weaknesses.
Yeah.
You establish and you realize where your weakness is at this current fitness level. It's not as good as this other stuff. So you focus on that. That's periodization. And so if you can do that, man, I mean, you may never, we said it in the Patreon, but you may never be as fit as you once could have been, but you can always be fitter than you were.
Yeah.
So even as we age, even as like Father Time is coming for us, we're fighting him back with these miles and these sleds, right?
That's
and
right.
We're just knocking this full out.
Not today.
Not today, Satan.
Not today.
I think it not only builds confidence, but it also sets a great example for other people, and people look to that, and it can inspire people. Maybe they do some dumb stuff because they try to do what you're doing, but it can help them know that, hey, maybe they could do it.
I mean, we talked to the Patreon. This could be your 50, or it could be you are needing the card at Walmart.
That's exactly right.
It's your choice.
You choose.
Yeah.
You choose. So I encourage you guys, 80-20, right? Don't negate the 20 and just focus on the 80, but also make sure that the 80 is actually the easy 80 so that you have the ability, the wherewithal to do the 20 right, the 20% right? So I hope this was helpful for you guys. Hope you got something out. If you did, let us know down in the comments below. What are your struggles? How do you, when you're going through your training, do you struggle more with the 80% or do you struggle more with the 20%? Are you actually being deliberate in your training from week to week? Do you need some guidance? You can check us out at mybcfit.com. We have amazing coaches. I was telling somebody that called us the other day, they were asking about like our Hyrox coaches and stuff. And I was like, we have great coaches. Every one of our coaches, I think all but maybe one or two of them have all raced in the world championships.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good resume, I think.
Yeah.
So a lot of experience. So it's really exciting. We love working with new people. And we work with people all over the country, right? So we've got people in Minneapolis. We've got people in New Orleans. We've got people in Florida, Toronto. Yeah, so Canada, in New Jersey. So we work with people all over the place. So don't let the fact that you're not here keep you from getting those gains that you so desire. Check out our website if you're interested, if you want some guidance. There's great coaches all over the place, but we feel like we're second to none. And
Yeah, we're confident.
we are. And
We're
it's not
confident
just
in what we're
because of our
doing.
knowledge, but it's also, the relationships we build and how we encourage people. So our community we have a great community.
I had a online client here in Houston, and she reached out and we were talking. She's like, even though I just train with you online, I feel I'm part of the BC community.
That's awesome. That's
So
good.
From being at the race and having people cheer on, and
support,
then,
yeah.
and the support, and then just kind of seeing just the online support too. It's like a lot of people, like a lot of my other clients, they run each other at the gym. They have their own groups now. They don't even need Coach Carlos anymore. They just
They're trying to phase you out.
yeah, phasing me out. So I have to squash that rebellion
you
real
better
quick.
squash it quick.
Yeah.
So guys, we want to encourage you to go out there, try hard things, challenge yourself, set big goals this year. We're getting excited. The race season is in full swing. I think DC's coming up here pretty soon. Vegas is coming up. We're excited about Houston. So if you're racing in Houston High Rocks, we're going to have we'll have a shakeout run beforehand. We're going to do I announced this. We're going to do a what do you call it? The rah-rah thing that you do in high school.
Oh, pep rally.
A pep rally. Yes, we're going to have a pep rally the weekend before High Rocks Houston. So everybody's welcome. Everybody is invited to come. We're going to have a great time. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to get everybody super hype up, teach everybody the handshake.
Can I paint myself green and have like a number one hand?
Whatever you want, dude.
That's like a pep rally. Isn't that what you do at pep rally?
Well, green, though. Our colors aren't green.
I don't know. I figured it's the last time I painted myself, I was the Hulk. So I'm just going to
Maybe
go
blue or
blue.
pink.
Okay, blue.
Not black, though.
No.
Okay, you're not allowed. All right,
We're not going down that road. We're not going to be canceled.
all right, Robert Downey.
We're not getting canceled. All right.
So thanks guys for coming in. We really do appreciate it. You can all check us out on YouTube. Obviously, if you're watching this on YouTube right now, please make sure you subscribe, share, hit that thumbs up. It really helps the channel out. And if you're interested in supporting the show, you can do it two specific ways. You can either join our Patreon, and with our Patreon, you get additional episodes, some cool little surprises, swag, merch, all that sometimes. And then you also help us be able to grow the channel. And then if you want to get some cool merch, you can go to our website, mybcfit.com, and we have all kinds of cool racing tanks, shorts, whatever, sweats, all that good stuff that you can get, and that directly supports the show. So we appreciate you guys coming. Send a shout out to Lauren. Let her know that you missed her somewhere. And as always, remember, when you change your mind,
Change your life.
see you guys.